Now that Trump has won the election and is going to be in the White House from the 20th of January 2025, how does overall the economy look, and how is America now going to contend with an oncoming recession? How's Trump going to contend with an oncoming recession? Let's have a little bit deeper look at the numbers, and let's see what are Trump's proposals. So Trump's proposals, if you remember, are quite simply, he wants to impose tariffs, which are import taxes on those countries that are exporting to the US. Now, the US is the number one global economy and the number one global consumer. So obviously all overseas companies and countries want to export to the 350 million population in the US. And that could cause a bit of a trade imbalance because America may not be exporting the same level of goods as it is importing. So what does Trump want to do on this particular tariff? He wants that the exporting countries, the ones that are sending to America, will pay a higher tax of 20% on all goods, apart from China. China will pay 60% on their tariffs. And who's going to pay for that? The probability is that the host countries like China, France, Germany, Canada, and all other countries will end up subsidizing those companies that are exporting to the US to maintain the competitive edge. But there's only going to be approximately $900 billion worth of taxes achieved by tariffs. And remember, tariffs will raise inflation initially and obviously will raise unemployment at the ports and the shipping companies. So you could have a rise in unemployment and a rise in inflation short term. However, even if the tariffs were to pass the Senate and the House, and they were then to abolish income tax, the income tax revenue to the country is about $2.4 trillion. So there's going to be a $1.5 trillion shortfall. Where is that going to come from? Well, that would come mainly from defense spending cuts to wars like Ukraine, to social welfare benefits, a cut of about $1 trillion. It'll also come on $150 billion just on the immigrants, the migrants, and all the benefits they're getting. And then Elon Musk believes that he could cut away fraud and bad spending within the government offices to the tune of around about $1 to $2 trillion. So you could have essentially a 2 trillion or 2.5 trillion cut in federal spending, and you could have an extra 900 billion coming in. That would ramp up productivity and then put real GDP in the US to around about 5.5%. Remember, GDP in the US up to now has been pretty poor and pretty manufactured or manipulated. It's not been real GDP, not real gross domestic product. So if Trump is able to bring in those necessary cuts in federal spending and the taxes from the tariffs, he could abolish income tax, which then would leave you with 100% of income in the US, make it essentially a tax haven, and the productivity would shoot up dramatically, and that would make the US a very highly productive global economy, much better than it's been in the last 4 years. Interesting one to watch. This is Mayor Walensky with Driving Markets. Catch you later.